Hello everyone, it's Infinity Gamer here, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about Crimson Stone, which is the latest release from Corvus Belli that is a 2-army battle pack get into Infinity kind of set. I'm very excited about this one because Nomads, which is one of the armies contained within this, is actually one of the reasons why I got into Infinity. I happened upon my local gaming store and two people were playing Infinity, and one of those armies was Nomads, and looking at the models I fell in love with the game entirely. So I'm pretty excited about this one. Crimson Stone, a fantastic way to start playing Infinity. So if you've been thinking about getting into Infinity for a while but you don't know where to begin, you quite like the look of Nomads, you quite like the look of Ariadne, this is where to get started. You get everything in this set that you would need to learn to play Infinity and get started creating an army. So let's dive into what you get and also have a look at the bundle that Corvus Belli have created to celebrate the launch of this. We've had a few videos come out from Corvus Belli that tease the pack itself, what's included, a little bit of the design language behind the Nomads and the Ariadne models, but I'm going to look at this from a different perspective, digest some of that information, condense it down so that this is basically a video if you just want a brief summary of what Crimson Stone is, what you get, and whether it's worth buying. What is Crimson Stone? It is not just a box set, but it's actually a range of missions too that introduce you to the game of Infinity. So if you get the Operation Crimson Stone box, you do get 14 miniatures, you get templates, you get rules, you get terrain, you get everything that you would need to start playing Infinity Code 1. You get the rule set in a nice little printed format, but obviously the rules are already online in PDF. You also get some narrative missions to play through that help explore the game mechanics in a kind of hands-on way. You obviously get to do that with the dice, the tokens, everything within the set. So this literally is everything you would need to get started, at least on a small scale. And because it comes with 2 armies, you can get started with a mate if you want to. So again, you can both learn at the same time, which is fantastic. In terms of the terrain that you get within the set, it's this fantastic red Nomad style cardboard terrain, which is 3 mil thick, very similar to what we saw in Coldstrom and Wildfire. Pretty easy to assemble. I actually have a video that explains how to do it if you don't want to completely munt your terrain in the process, because it can be a bit tricky the first couple of times. So I'll link up to that so that you, if you get the set, you know how to put your terrain together without messing it up. The Hlock station is where this is all set. There's a Tesium deposit out in space that is Nomad owned, and the Ariadne interest in this is that there was an attack by some bio-modified individuals on an Ariadne settlement, from what I've read on the press pack and the documentation that's out there. So some of the story behind this Hlock station and the reason why Nomads and Ariadne are fighting can actually be found in the Mission Pack Gamma Xanadu Rush, which goes into a bit more detail as to why the two are fighting. My understanding with the Crimson Stone side of things is that this is a Tesium mining center that is Nomad owned, and the Ariadne forces are fighting to gain control of that. But in the Xanadu Mission Pack Gamma, we're actually told that some biomodified creatures have attacked the Ariadne exclusion zone, and the investigation into their origin points to a laboratory on the Nomad station Splendor of Xanadu, orbiting the planet Dawn, which is the Ariadne home planet. While all signs point to an operation by techno-terrorist organisation Equinox, the Nomad Nation doesn't want any bad press, so it has denied Ariadne authorities all access and will try to erase the evidence, relying on the skills of the expert hacker Jazz. However, Ariadne is not inclined to leave the matter alone, and a stealth boarding team led by Caden First Strike Don has been deployed to raid the Nomad orbital. So that's the Xanadu mission pack. So that's the extra bit, I guess. So if you are getting the bundle, the Xanadu Mission Pack Gamma comes with the Crimson Stone box. So you get the 14 miniatures and everything you need to play Infinity in the Crimson Stone box. And then you would get the Mission Pack Gamma as part of your bundle, which features a couple of extra models, which expands both of those armies, but also gives you an HVT, which is a high value target. Now in Code 1, HVTs aren't really used to a large extent, but in N4, HVTs are extremely important to most missions. So these are extra models that don't form part of your army, but they are characters or individuals that your enemy might be trying to attack, capture, that sort of thing to complete the mission. So HVT models are very important, and you get one in this Mission Pack Gamma. It's a lab technician. What else do you get if you're going for the bundle? You get another HVT. You get Dragon Lady. I love this one. I actually like the current version of Dragon Lady, which has the umbrella. and had just bought it before I saw what was in the Crimson Stone set. So might end up with 2 Dragon Ladies, who knows? This is a cool model. It's very different. It's Imperial service, and so doesn't relate to either Nomads or Ariadna, which is fantastic, and is obviously just a cool HVT in her own right. Very cool model. So yes, if you go for the bundle as it stands, you get that, but you also get an extra free model if you go for the bundle. That is Wolfgang Amadeus Wolf. So that's a free model that you would get if you got the bundle. So the bundle is definitely fantastic value for money if you have the money to go for it and you want it. Even if you don't really fancy any one of the particular models, you'll probably find someone who can take it off your hands, but it's definitely good value if you're looking to get into Crimson Stone and you don't know where things are going to take you. Having an HVT is always good, having a couple of extra models is good. But are these useful starter packs? So from my basic calculations for what's included in the set, which with that alone, so just the Crimson Stone Ariadna set, you end up with 130 points in the most minimal guise. So if you go for the lowest value points available on all of those models and units, 130 points is what you get in the box. There is the ability to take that up higher if you spec higher profile units, higher unit profiles, but 130 is the basic that you will get. For Ariadna, you do, if you go for the Xanadu set as part of the bundle, you would then get First Strike Don. In his cheapest profile, that's 32 points. And then if you get the bundle, you get the free Wolfgang Amadeus Wolf. That in its cheapest form is 35 points. So the bundle itself, if you're looking to collect Ariadna, will give you roughly 197 points in its completely cheapest guise. Now, very easy to get that over 200 points if you're playing that sort of size list, and not too far from the maximum point value that you would ever play in Infinity, which is 300 points. Very easy to go up to that with a couple of extras. And in fact, chances are Corvus Belli will be announcing the expansion packs to Beyond. So there'll be probably a Beyond Crimson Stone set for Ariadna and Nomads to help take you closer to that 300 mark. What do you get from the Nomads perspective once you look at everything together? Nomads get a little bit of a raw deal in terms of this set, but only because the exclusive extra miniatures, there's only actually one that features in the Nomad army, and that is Jazz and Billy. I had to look that up because I had Bit and Kiss stuck in my head for some reason. There's Uber hackers. So Jazz and Billy are the extras that you get in the Xanadu Diaphos pack. But then adding Jazz and Billy, again, Nomads will probably get the same treatment that we've seen in historical bundles, where there would be a Beyond Crimson Stone Nomad expansion pack, which will take you close to the 300 point mark. So Jazz and Billy, I actually haven't given this as the cheapest option. I've gone with the 24 points, which is Jazz, Hacker, and Billy, because it's using both models. There is an option for you to take Jazz on her own for 19 points without Billy, but because you get Billy, I've included the 24 point version in my calculations here. So does that look like good value? Well, there's a couple of things that immediately strike me. I mean, Crimson Stone has received some comments that I've seen online that it might be slightly more expensive than Coldstream or Wildfire. Now, that can be because of the global situation. I'm not sure. I actually haven't done a direct comparison, so worth checking yourself. And obviously local distributors and local retailers will be pricing this differently, which makes a global comparison very difficult for me to do. However, in terms of value, what do I think of this set? The bundle is definitely the way to go. If you can only get Crimson Stone without the extras and specials, that's still going to be a great start, and obviously it's going to be priced accordingly. But the bundle is fantastic. For me, as more of an M4 player, the 2 HVTs that you get, one from the Xanadu Diaphos set and then Dragon Lady, make it great value. I actually only have 1 HVT at the moment, and I need more. And they're great models. I love the Lab one. It's a bit more modern for me than some of the existing HVTs that are there, and very neutral. It could be literally any faction. And Dragon Lady's just cool. Gets immediate points anyway. In terms of value, now I would be buying this mostly for Nomads because that is the faction that I have craved the longest, although the Ariadna models look really cool in this set. And from a model design perspective, I do think the Ariadna ones look maybe the best. The Nomad ones do look cool, don't get me wrong, and if that's your bag, you're going to think that they look beautiful regardless, but the more and more I look objectively at the two, I really quite like some of the Ariadna ones. But what do I think of the actual units in terms of their longevity and whether they're a good foundation for each of these armies? Well, very similar to Coldstream, very similar to Wildfire. These are fantastic base units for both factions. You're not going to have an uber competitive list from this. You're not necessarily going to be sport for choice, or these aren't always going to be auto-includes for your style of play as you go. But in terms of a foundation, these are great models and great units for you to learn the game, understand your style, and start to take that step into Code 1, Infinity, and the Human Sphere itself. I personally really love this set. I love the look of it, and I'm glad Nomads and Ariadne are getting a bit of love this year. Very interested to see the next Code 1 set that comes out. Hopefully Hak Islam and one other. I don't know why I'm getting a complete memory blank as to who would be missing at this stage. It should be really obvious because we're getting to the end of it, but it's been the end of a long day. Do love this set. The bundle itself doesn't have a long time to go. Now, depending on your region and depending on where you're located, you might actually be able to get this after the end date that Corvus Belli are advertising. So it's saying that only available from the 5th of July to July 22nd. Now, that's probably if you're ordering from the Corvus Belli store. However, again, locally, demand and supply might dictate a different date for this. This is a great set. The models are fantastic. The bundle is extremely good value. So if you want it, jump on it and get it. And even if you don't want it, consider getting it anyway, because can we ever have too many factions? Thank you so much for watching this. Are you excited for Crimson Stone? Are you going to be getting the set yourself? In which case, jump in the comments below and let me know what you're particularly excited about. What do you think of this box set? Is it on your favourites list? Is it on your wish list? Or does it not quite make the grade? And if so, why not? Really keen to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will catch you soon.